I just want to welcome you. I'm super excited about this event. It's been a long developmental path, and I think this has been very smart, developmental path, and we have some very interesting people here today. And I think that it's, so I'm super excited about it. I wanted to just say, I just wanted to introduce Tal Beery, who is our new executive director. He's been with us for something like 8 months, is that right? Yeah, about 8 months, and he's just got right into it. He's fantastic, and we're also very excited about having him in our midst. But I feel like this conference is very important, not just for the immediate sort of information we're going to learn from it, but for laying out the issues from a multitude of perspectives. And I think that that's going to be just fascinating because of the tension and also the cross sort of disciplinary and cultural relationships. And it's really therefore experimental in some way, but also fascinating. And I think will bring up many of the things we want to study and further talk about. So, Saul, I'll take it.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah. Just some quick housekeeping first. I'm Tal. Thank you, Catherine, for the introduction. And I'm Tal Beery. Some quick housekeeping. For those of you who are sitting in the back rows over there, your exit, if you need it, is right behind you. For those of you sitting in the front, there's an exit right here on the side. And you just go through those doors and up the stairs, and there's an exit through the back of the building. If you need bathrooms, and for those of you sitting in the balcony, the same thing. You just exit this way and then down the stairs and out the door. For those of you who need to use any restrooms, doors right through here. Down the stairs, there's 3 bathrooms for men, women, and non-binary. I think that covers the housekeeping. There's coffee. There's like cinnamon rolls. They're delicious. I was supposed to start off today with a joke that I'm going to steal from Dylan, which is like, oh, we got the snow, but not the dust, or something like that. So well done. The Wright-Ingraham Institute, just really quickly, is a nonprofit research and education institution founded in Colorado in 1970 by the late Elizabeth Wright-Ingraham, who was a highly respected innovator who envisioned interdisciplinary models of research and education that focus on the complex interfaces of natural and cultural systems. And we'll get into exactly why we are focused today on dust on snow a little bit later. But yeah, that's what we're doing here today. So thank you all for coming. And I want to start today off with with gratitude for a bunch of people and for you. We couldn't have made this event happen without a large network of partners. And over the course of putting this event together, our relationships have only deepened with our partners and also with the local community of Cortez. And relationships are critical to the success of efforts to mitigate dust emissions, improve soil conditions, and get to a healthier water cycle in this region. So I'd like to start by thanking our local partners here. First of all, Sunflower Theater and Sarah Syverson, thank you so much. Look at this beautiful Zoo Gallery, where we're going to be having lunch and our reception afterwards. You're all welcome to join us. It's just down the road. Just follow the crowd. Southwest Printing, that made our little programs. I hope you all got a program. And the posters, etc. Mona Makes, Ty, Cortez, the Center for Earth Theology in the Hampton Inn, where all of our interdisciplinary problem solvers are staying these 3 days. So also I want to thank our funders at the National Endowment for the Arts, the Southwestern Water Conservation District, the Colorado Water Conservation Board. Laura Spann is here, so we're very grateful for that. and the Gale Family Foundation. Our core team of collaborators were amazing to work with. So Kevin Lombard and New Mexico State University, Nicholas Webb and USDA, Patrick O'Neill and Soil Health Services, Heidi Stelzer and the Center for Earth Theology, Jeff Derry and the Center for Snow and Avalanche Studies. Now I'm saying all these people because I just want everyone to understand how many people it took to make this event possible. And for the last 6 months we've all been working together, and it's been really incredible, and we hope to continue this work into the future. And I want to thank also Frida Foberg and Dylan Gauthier, my incredible colleagues at the Wright-Ingraham Institute and the Wright-Ingraham Institute board. Yeah, that's Frida over there. It's here in the back over there. And the board of directors, we have 3 members here. We have Catherine, who you just heard from, Frank Miller, and Fred Marks are both here. We also had the great pleasure of partnering with Mountain Studies Institute, chiefly with Jay Kurzweil, who's the Associate Director of MSI's water program. And MSI has been a wonderful partner to us and has really helped lead the way in many respects on this issue and others. And so I'd like to introduce Melissa May from MSI to give us some remarks and welcome us today. Thank you.
All right, I've seen the Raven narratives enough that I know I have Sarah's little take a deep breath speech memorized at the beginning. But I'll just say that as a note for any of the speakers today. If you get up here and you just need to take a deep breath, then you can relax. And I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much, Tal and the Wright-Ingraham Institute for inviting me here to kind of show up and give these welcoming remarks. As Tal said, my name is Melissa May. I'm the Executive Director for the Mountain Studies Institute. Mountain Studies Institute was founded in 2002 in Silverton, Colorado, with the core idea that the San Juan Mountains are a special place, but they are not a unique place. They're a special place that faces extraordinary challenges, and we need quality information to be able to address these challenges. But the core idea that we're not a unique place means that what we learn in the San Juan Mountains can be applicable throughout the region and throughout mountain systems worldwide. And so Mountain Studies Institute was founded with this idea that we can take this microcosm of the things that are challenges throughout mountain systems, water quality pollution from legacy mining, from other land use issues, from climate change, from forest health, risks of forest fire and drought. And we can learn about these issues here. We can collect quality information that's important to our communities, to our land managers, and we can use that for the benefit of our local systems as well as wider systems throughout the region, throughout the nation, and throughout the world. So I was so excited to have Wright-Ingraham Institute coming in from, you were founded in Colorado, but you've got staff from all over, and to see an outside interest in our mountains and our local issues is something that is so valuable to me, because sometimes we get caught up in our own heads of this, this one river, this one property, this one site, well, it's just this one spot in this bigger system, so are we really making a difference? Does anybody care about what's happening? And so it's been really inspirational for me to have that reminder that yes, what we're doing is meaningful, and yes, people are really asking these questions that are meaningful to our community, to our partners. And to me, one of my favorite things about Mountain Studies Institute is that we were founded with science in mind, but not science alone. We weren't founded with the mission to just do research in a bubble and go tell people what needs to be done. Our mission is to empower communities, managers, and scientists to innovate the solutions to the problems that are facing our mountain systems, and to use mountain research, education, on-the-ground practice as a vehicle to empower these people who are doing the work. And so it's so great to me to see everyone in this room today as just a living example of what our mission is, because none of this work happens without people and without people working together. And so to have people coming from all of these different disciplines to tackle an issue that's so important to our community, that's tied to the land, to the water, to the air, really recognizing there aren't boundaries between these systems. We like to draw lines on maps and things like that, and MSI works a lot in these cross-boundary collaborative spaces. And there's sort of an inkling like, oh, this is something new, this is something innovative. Like, that's not new. Drawing boundaries on the landscape is new. That in the grand scheme of things, like, these systems have existed long before we got here. The people here, the land, the water, the mountains, and us drawing lines of like, oh, this is New Mexico, this is Colorado. Like, when the wind blows in from Arizona and Utah, like, it doesn't know where that line is. And so really being able to have these conversations together and work in these systems together is so inspiring, and I'm excited to have everyone here tonight. MSI's work is rooted in communities. That's the how of how we do our work, and a little bit more of the what, besides events like this, getting people together to talk about science. Just in the past 2 weeks, the on the ground nitty-gritty of what we do could look like Scott and our water team being up in the Bonita Peak Mining District, working with mine reclamation managers to see how is water quality changing over time with restoration efforts. So there's been long-standing data collection happening there up in the mountains. We had Julia drive down from Silverton today to give us the snow report, and so we've got a lot happening still in Silverton. We had staff working with visiting college students this past week. They took students from Washington State that were visiting the region out to the 416 burn scar to teach lessons on forest ecology and kind of learn about how does fire impact our region and what can we do about it. They were spreading seed to restore some areas, and so hopefully with all this moisture that native seed can grow and do a little bit of restoration. We had staff just out digging holes, setting up snowtography sites to measure the snow within our region. Sometimes that just looks like digging a hole for posting game cameras out in the wilderness, but a lot of science is getting dirty, getting out in the field, and we're happy to be involved in every part of that. The installation of research sites, long-term monitoring, education of our youth, and working with scientists and researchers. So thank you all so much for being here today. It's really inspiring for me to have this be kind of the, like, hitting all of the marks of MSI's mission. So thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Jake Kurzweil. He is our hydrologist on staff and lives in Silverton himself, and we're so happy to have him be our leading voice in this effort. So Jake, welcome to the stage, and thank you all for being here.
I kind of want to take the mic. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do this to encourage dialogue today. So welcome everyone. My name is Jake Kurzweil. I'm a hydrologist with the Mountain Studies Institute, and I'm so honored here to be the host today. I want to provide a bit of context of where we've been with Dust on Snow, how this effort came to be, what we're going to do today, and where we're going to go in the future. So just a little bit more of an intro, and then we'll get into the meat of this. So as most of you know, Dust on Snow is definitely not a new issue. And the research that has been done has also been pretty well established. But creating resiliency throughout communities and collaborations is quite difficult. And so this is actually not the first effort to try to address this cross-collaborative, cross-geographic issue. And in fact, in 2018, there was a very large group of people, over about 75 individuals, some of which are here today, that created the first Dust on Snow workshops. And these efforts brought people together from across different geographies, just like this event, but it was strictly via Zoom. And through COVID, they were able to persist, but there wasn't quite a singular project or an idea to grasp on to move forward. So this iteration is kind of the next step. And our goal is to create nuclei within communities, to create interdisciplinary and cross-boundary projects that start to actually address this issue. So how did this iteration come to be? Well, WII is actually quite an amazing institution that, again, started in Colorado. And what they do in terms of complementing some of the work that MSI does is really bringing in an amazing amount of interdisciplinary and incredibly intelligent people, particularly from the arts. And I think what's been missing in some of this Dust on Snow issues is the connection to community, what inspires individuals, how do we actually make things that resonate with individuals, because this is not an issue that's going to be solved with science. This is an issue that's going to be solved with community, with integrity, and with resiliency and perseverance. So with that, I live up in Silverton, and WII said, hey, we would love to do another project with you. What can we do? And I'm thinking, well, I see a lot of dust on snow. This is impacting my community. When I work down in Mancus and in Toyoak, I see the impacts down there as well. It crosses all these boundaries, and I have no idea how to fix it at all. I can tell you what the impacts are, I can tell you how it impacts hydrology, but I have no idea how to fix it. And we need to create a collaborative to do so. So instead of just saying, hey, let's go after one project, the idea was let's bring together individuals that know more than us and come up with new project ideas. So it's kind of a unique way to approach this. And so with that, we have over 17 different problem solvers that span a lot of different backgrounds. We have artists, we have scientists, we have soil scientists, we have communicators, grant writers, storytellers, videographers. So it's an incredible group. And with that, we said, okay, where are the places that we can work? And we actually struggled with that. And I want to be transparent with some of our struggles of this process, because I think it's important to say, hey, these are the things that worked, and these are the things that didn't. And so through this kind of organic process, we realized we were reaching too far. We were trying to connect with communities that we didn't have relationships with. And so for us, we actually turned back into ourselves and said, hey, within this core group of people, we actually have a pretty amazing network. Let's lean into these areas. So with that, we identified kind of 3 core areas that you'll see today. So we're focusing now on the San Luis Valley, which is an amazing group of individuals that were well established before this event or initiative even kicked off. We have a regional group that focuses all over the geography. And then I'd also say we have a secondary regional group, but their focus is in Cortez. But the reality is, Cortez is just a pilot project for something that can expand to a much greater geography. So in reality, we kind of have 2 regional groups that we're going to be presenting today, and then one very focused group in the San Luis Valley. So those are the presentations that we'll see throughout the day. And the way that our format is going to work is you'll see these presenters come up, and these are our initial problem solvers. But then we want to have discussion afterwards. So I'd like to try to model the type of discussion that we're looking to have. And I'd also like to say that we are presenting these problem solvers as just a platform or an example. But the reality is, everyone in this room today is a problem solver, and we need you. We need help. We want to galvanize communities to create their own problem-solving networks, and we want to invite you into our own. So what I'd like you to do, and I hope you can continue to do this throughout the day, is turn to your neighbors. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to meet whoever's next to you. And what I'd like to know is who they are and why are you here today? What's the one thing that brought you to this event? And if I could get a couple of volunteers to share afterwards, that'd be great. And this is going to be kind of the format that we go through. So we'll do presentations and then we'll have a panel. And we really encourage discussion, because the reality is we cannot do it alone. There are a number of experts here, but we need a lot more. This does not happen with 16 individuals. This happens with the mobilization of communities. So please take a moment to meet your neighbors, introduce yourself, and then if I could get 4 volunteers to introduce at the end, that would be great. So let's take a minute and we'll come back.